same. Goes with brace for impact! That jungle, we need to shoot up first.
Stay cool, little dog.
Frozen us? Yeah! Why don't you let me show you around? Yeah! We'll be prepared.
Yep, it's taken me 2 years.
It's the biggest diamond mine in the world.
I'm a bulldog, and this is a Big screen TV or Wi-Fi? That's just my That's a volcano! You're going to
Whoa!
What was that? It's my stomach. Those baby dinosaurs. No, dino's too big. No, I can do this. Oh, ow, 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 ow. Okay, stop, stop, stop. That's not much for
Hey!
In today's video, we are going to dive into the exciting world of Paw Patrol the Dino movie, an adventurous and fun-filled animated film that takes our favorite rescue pups on their most thrilling mission yet. From crashing onto a mysterious dinosaur island to facing dangerous volcanic eruptions, this movie is packed with action, emotion, and heartwarming moments. In this video, we will explore the complete story of the film in detail, breaking down every major event so you don't miss anything important. Along with the full story explanation, we will also give an honest review of the movie, discussing its animation, characters, voice performances, and overall entertainment value. Not just that, we will also talk about the deeper message behind the film, the moral of the story, which highlights themes like teamwork, bravery, friendship, and inclusion. From Marshall's bond with a baby T-Rex to Rex's inspiring role in the team, there is a lot to learn and enjoy. So make sure to watch till the end, because we're going to cover everything you need to know about this amazing movie in one complete video. The story of Paw Patrol the Dino movie begins in Adventure Bay, where Ryder and his team of heroic pups, Chase, Marshall, Sky, Rubble, Rocky, Zuma, and Liberty, are once again ready for action. The film opens with an intense rescue mission as a family is trapped on a burning boat in the middle of the ocean. Flames rage uncontrollably and panic spreads, but Ryder quickly takes charge, assigning each pup a specific role. Sky soars into the sky to assess the situation. Zuma navigates the water with precision, and Marshall bravely rushes into the fire despite his usual clumsiness. Through teamwork, courage, and quick thinking, the Paw Patrol successfully rescues the family, reinforcing their motto that no job is too big and no pup is too small. Just as they begin their journey back home, the atmosphere suddenly shifts and a powerful, mysterious storm forms out of nowhere. Dark clouds gather, thunder crashes loudly, and strong winds violently push their vehicle off course. The ocean becomes rough and dangerous, and the team struggles to maintain control as their communication systems begin to fail. Ryder realizes that this is no ordinary storm, but before they can react, the situation spirals out of control. Lightning flashes across the sky as their aircraft is forced into a crash landing on an unknown island. When the storm finally passes, the Thups slowly step out, shaken but safe, only to find themselves in a strange and unfamiliar world. Giant footprints mark the ground, unusual sounds echo through the dense jungle, and the environment feels ancient and untouched. As they cautiously explore their surroundings, they come to a shocking realization. They have landed on an island inhabited by dinosaurs. Soon after, they encounter Rex, a brave and intelligent pup who uses a wheelchair and has learned to communicate with the dinosaurs. He introduces them to his friendly T-Rex companion, Timmy, proving that not all dinosaurs are dangerous. With Rex's help, the Paw Patrol begins to understand this mysterious land and sets up a temporary base to ensure everyone's safety. Meanwhile, Marshall forms a heartwarming bond with a playful baby T-Rex, whom he names Rhubarb, marking the beginning of a special friendship. However, far away from the island, trouble is already brewing, as their old enemy, Mayor Humdinger, learns about Dino Island and starts planning a dangerous scheme that could put everyone at risk, setting the stage for an even bigger adventure ahead. As the Paw Patrol begins settling into the mysterious Dino Island, Ryder quickly realizes that survival here will require more than just bravery. It will demand strategy, understanding, and trust. With Rex guiding them, the team starts building a functional base camp using their vehicles and gadgets, ensuring they are prepared for any emergency. The island is full of life, and while many dinosaurs are calm and gentle, others are unpredictable and territorial. Rex explains that the balance of nature on the island is very delicate, and even a small disturbance could lead to chaos. The pups take this seriously and begin learning how to safely interact with the dinosaurs, gaining their trust little by little. During this time, Marshall's bond with the baby T-Rex, Rhubarb, grows stronger. What starts as a playful connection slowly becomes an emotional friendship, as Rhubarb begins to rely on Marshall for comfort and protection, and in return, Marshall gains confidence and courage. Meanwhile, far away from the island, Mayor Humdinger is finally released from jail, more determined than ever to prove himself. When he hears rumors about a hidden diamond reserve on a mysterious island filled with dinosaurs, his greed immediately takes over. Seeing it as the perfect opportunity to become rich and powerful, he forms an alliance with two dangerous individuals, Harper Cutlass, a skilled and ruthless hunter, and Alistair Stonewall, an expert in explosives and demolition. Together, they plan an illegal expedition to Dino Island, with the sole purpose of extracting the diamonds, no matter the consequences. Unlike the Paw Patrol, they have no respect for the environment or the creatures living there, making them a serious threat. Back on the island, strange signs begin to appear, loud, distant noises, tremors in the ground, and frightened dinosaurs running through the... Rex immediately senses that something is wrong, and Ryder orders the team to investigate. As they follow the disturbances, they discover Humdinger and his team have already arrived and begun blasting parts of the island in search of the diamond reserve. Explosions echo across the land, destroying natural habitats and terrifying the dinosaurs. The Paw Patrol quickly moves in to stop them, but they are too late. Alistair detonates a massive amount of dynamite near a volcanic region, unintentionally triggering a catastrophic chain reaction. The ground begins to shake violently as cracks form across the island, and within moments, the volcano erupts. Lava bursts into the sky, ash fills the air, and the once peaceful island turns into a dangerous disaster zone. Dinosaurs of all sizes begin to panic, running in every direction to escape the rising lava and falling debris. Ryder realizes that this is no longer just a mission to stop villains. It has become a full-scale rescue operation. With time running out, the Paw Patrol must now work together with Rex and the dinosaurs to save every life on the island before it's too late, setting up the most intense and emotional phase of their adventure. As the volcano continues erupting across Dino Island, the situation escalates from dangerous to nearly impossible, pushing every character into a true test of courage, leadership, and survival. The eruption, triggered by Mayor Humdinger's reckless mining, spreads destruction rapidly across the island, turning the once peaceful dinosaur habitat into a chaotic disaster zone filled with fire, smoke, and panic. Massive lava rivers begin cutting through jungles and valleys, isolating groups of dinosaurs and humans in different parts of the island, while falling rocks and ash clouds make visibility extremely low. Ryder quickly realizes that this is no longer just about stopping a villain. It has become the biggest rescue mission the Paw Patrol has ever faced. Paw Patrol +1. In this critical moment, Ryder steps up as a true leader and divides the team into multiple rescue units, each assigned to handle a different crisis zone. Chase takes responsibility for maintaining order, guiding smaller and weaker dinosaurs towards safe evacuation routes. His discipline and calm thinking help prevent panic from spreading further. Skye flies above the island, acting as the team's eyes in the sky, spotting stranded dinosaurs trapped between lava streams or stuck on cliffs. Zuma positions himself near rivers and water edges, rescuing those surrounded by lava by navigating through dangerous currents. Rocky and Rubble work together on the ground, clearing blocked paths, building emergency crossings, and stabilizing collapsing terrain so that both dinosaurs and humans can move safely. Liberty, with her energetic personality, focuses on calming frightened creatures, ensuring that panic does not turn into chaos. Meanwhile, Rex proves to be one of the most important members of this mission. His ability to communicate with dinosaurs becomes the key to organizing large-scale evacuations. Instead of running in fear, the dinosaurs begin to follow his instructions, moving in groups towards safer areas. His strong bond with his T-Rex companion Timmy also plays a crucial role, as Timmy uses his strength to clear massive obstacles and protect smaller dinosaurs from danger. This cooperation between pups and dinosaurs highlights one of the film's strongest themes, that trust and understanding can overcome even the most terrifying situations. At the center of this emotional and action-packed sequence is Marshall, whose character undergoes the most significant growth. Earlier in the story, Marshall was still struggling with self-doubt and his clumsy nature, but now he is forced into a situation where hesitation could cost lives. When he notices that several baby dinosaurs, including Rhubarb, are trapped between two advancing lava streams, he doesn't wait for instructions. He runs toward danger. The heat is overwhelming, the ground shakes beneath him, and molten lava moves closer with every second, but Marshall refuses to turn back. Rhubarb, scared and calling out for help, becomes the driving force behind Marshall's bravery. As Marshall reaches the trapped dinosaurs, he quickly realizes that escaping the same way is no longer possible. The path has been cut off, and the lava is closing in fast. For a brief moment, fear takes over, and everything seems hopeless. But then Marshall remembers what it truly means to be part of the Paw Patrol, to never give up and always find a way. Instead of panicking, he begins searching for an alternative solution. At the same time, Ryder and Rex discover that there may be one last chance to stop the spreading destruction, a hidden water reservoir located deep within the island. If they can release it, the water could slow down or cool the lava, giving everyone enough time to escape. Ryder immediately calls Marshall and entrusts him with this critical mission, showing his complete belief in him. This moment is not just about saving the island, it's about Marshall proving to himself that he is capable of being a true hero. With Rhubarb and the baby dinosaurs following him, Marshall begins making his way toward the reservoir. The journey is extremely dangerous, filled with collapsing rocks, intense heat waves, and unpredictable ground movements. Along the way, Rex and Timmy join him, helping clear paths and protect the group from falling debris. This combination of teamwork between pups and dinosaurs creates one of the most powerful sequences in the film. When they finally reach the reservoir, the challenge is far from over. The natural barrier holding the water in place is strong and unstable, meaning that breaking it incorrectly could cause uncontrollable flooding. Ryder guides Marshall step by step, while Rex coordinates with Timmy to apply controlled force. Marshall must act with precision and confidence, something he has struggled with in the past. Taking a deep breath, he overcomes his fear and executes the plan. At first, nothing happens. and the silence creates tension. Then suddenly, cracks begin to form, and water bursts through with incredible force. The rushing water flows rapidly across the island, colliding with the advancing lava streams. As water meets lava, massive clouds of steam rise into the air, creating a dramatic visual moment. Slowly but surely, the lava begins to cool and harden, reducing its destructive power. This turning point changes everything. The unstoppable disaster is finally under control. Across the island, the rest of the Paw Patrol notices the change and pushes forward with renewed determination. More dinosaurs are rescued, more paths are secured, and the panic begins to settle. At the same time, Mayor Humdinger and his team attempt to escape the chaos they caused. But their plan completely fails. Surrounded by destruction and unable to run, they are eventually captured by the Paw Patrol. Their greed and carelessness are exposed, showing the consequences of exploiting nature without responsibility. Justice is served, and their defeat marks the end of the main conflict. As the eruption subsides and the island begins to calm, the emotional resolution unfolds. Dinosaurs reunite with their families, the environment slowly stabilizes, and peace returns to Dino Island. Rex, who once lived alone, is welcomed into the Paw Patrol as an official member, symbolizing acceptance and inclusion. Marshall, once unsure of himself, is now celebrated as a hero, and his bond with Rhubarb becomes one of the most heartwarming parts of the story. In the end, this part of the story is not just about action and rescue, it's about growth, courage, and teamwork. The Paw Patrol doesn't just save the island, they prove that even in the face of overwhelming danger, unity and belief in one another can overcome anything. As the volcanic chaos finally begins to settle, Dino Island slowly transforms from a place of destruction back into a land of peace and balance. The thick clouds of smoke start to clear, revealing a sky that gradually returns to its natural color, while the hardened lava forms new landscapes across the island. The once panicked dinosaurs begin to calm down, cautiously stepping out from their hiding places and reuniting with their families. The tension that filled the air fades away, replaced by a sense of relief and quiet victory. Ryder and the Paw Patrol take a moment to look around at everything they have accomplished, realizing that their teamwork and courage have saved not just individual lives, but an entire ecosystem. One of the most emotional moments unfolds between Marshall and Rhubarb. After everything they have been through together, their bond feels stronger than ever. Rhubarb, who was once frightened and helpless, now stands proudly beside Marshall, showing trust and affection in a way that highlights how much both of them have grown. Marshall, who earlier doubted himself, now carries a quiet confidence. He no longer sees himself as the clumsy pup who makes mistakes, but as someone capable of making brave decisions under pressure. This transformation becomes one of the most powerful character arcs in the film, showing that true courage comes from facing your fears rather than avoiding them. At the same time, Rex's journey reaches a meaningful turning point. Having lived on the island for so long, often feeling isolated, he now finds a place where he truly belongs. Ryder officially welcomes Rex into the Paw Patrol, recognizing his bravery, intelligence, and unique ability to connect with dinosaurs. This moment is not just about adding a new member to the team, it represents inclusion, acceptance, and the idea that everyone has something valuable to contribute, regardless of their differences. The rest of the pups celebrate Rex's addition, making him feel like part of a family he never had before. Meanwhile, the consequences of the villain's actions come into full view. Mayor Humdinger, along with Harper Cutlass and Alistair Stonewall, are captured and forced to face the results of their greed. Instead of a harsh punishment, the film delivers a humorous yet fitting consequence. They are made to clean up the massive mess left behind on Dino Island, including piles of dinosaur waste. This lighthearted resolution adds a comedic touch to the ending while still reinforcing the idea that irresponsible actions have consequences. As preparations begin for the Paw Patrol to leave the island, there is a bittersweet feeling in the air. The pups have formed strong connections with the dinosaurs, especially Marshall with Rhubarb and Rex with Timmy. Saying goodbye is not easy, but it is clear that the island is now safe and capable of maintaining its natural balance. Ryder reassures everyone that even though they are leaving, the bond they have created will never truly fade. The final scenes focus on hope and new beginnings. Dino Island is shown thriving once again, with dinosaurs living peacefully in their restored environment. The Paw Patrol departs with a sense of pride, knowing they have made a real difference. Back in Adventure Bay, life returns to normal, but the team is stronger, wiser, and more united than ever before. Their adventure on Dino Island becomes a story of bravery, friendship, and respect for nature, one that will continue to inspire them in future missions. In the end, Paw Patrol, the Dino movie, delivers not just an exciting adventure, but a meaningful message. When individuals come together, trust one another, and respect the world around them, even the biggest challenges can be overcome. As the danger on Dino Island fades and life slowly returns to normal, the story moves into a deeply emotional and reflective phase, where the characters begin to process everything they have been through. The island, once filled with chaos, now stands calm and peaceful, with dinosaurs roaming freely again and nature restoring its balance. The Paw Patrol members take time to ensure that no creature is left injured or stranded, completing their mission with the same dedication they showed at the beginning. This part of the story focuses less on action and more on emotional closure, character growth, and the bonds formed during the adventure. Marshall's journey reaches its most heartfelt moment as he prepares to say goodbye to Rhubarb. What started as a simple, playful connection has turned into a deep friendship built on trust and courage. Rhubarb looks at Marshall with affection, clearly not wanting him to leave, and Marshall struggles to hide his emotions. For the first time, he truly understands what it means to care for someone beyond just a mission. He gently reassures Rhubarb that even though they are going separate ways, their bond will always remain strong. This farewell is not just about separation, it symbolizes growth, as both of them have helped each other become stronger. Marshall, once unsure of himself, now stands confidently, knowing that he made a real difference. At the same time, Rex's story comes full circle in a powerful and inspiring way. Having spent so long surviving alone on the island, he now finds a true sense of belonging. Ryder officially welcomes Rex as a permanent member of the Paw Patrol, and the team celebrates this moment with warmth and excitement. Rex's inclusion sends a strong message about acceptance and recognizing the strengths in everyone, regardless of their differences. His ability to communicate with dinosaurs is no longer just a survival skill. It becomes a valuable part of the team's identity. Timmy, his loyal T-Rex companion, shares a final moment with him, showing that their friendship will continue even if they are apart. Meanwhile, the villains, Mayor Humdinger, Harper Cutlass, and Alistair Stonewall, face the consequences of their actions in a humorous yet meaningful way. Instead of escaping or causing further trouble, they are left behind to clean up the massive mess they created on the island. This punishment, while comedic, reinforces the idea that greed and carelessness always lead to consequences. Their frustration contrasts with the satisfaction and pride felt by the Paw Patrol, highlighting the difference between selfishness and responsibility. As the Paw Patrol prepares to leave Dino Island, the mood becomes bittersweet. The team looks back one last time at the place that challenged them, changed them, and brought them closer together. The dinosaurs gather as if to say goodbye, creating a beautiful and emotional visual moment. Ryder thanks them for their trust and cooperation, acknowledging that this mission would not have been possible without them. The pups board their vehicle, carrying with them not just memories, but valuable lessons about teamwork, courage, and respect for nature. When they finally return to Adventure Bay, everything feels familiar, yet different. The town welcomes them back as heroes, celebrating their success and bravery. However, it is clear that this mission has left a lasting impact on each member of the team. They are no longer just rescuers, they are protectors of balance, understanding the importance of working with nature rather than against it. Marshall's newfound confidence, Rex's inclusion in the team, and the strengthened bond between all the pups become the foundation for their future adventures. In the closing moments, The film leaves the audience with a sense of warmth and inspiration. Dino Island continues to thrive. Rex stands proudly with his new family, and the Paw Patrol looks ahead to whatever challenge comes next. This final part of the story emphasizes that true heroism is not just about saving the day, but about learning, growing, and making the world a better place through kindness, teamwork, and courage. As the celebrations in Adventure Bay slowly wind down and the excitement fades into a calm evening, the story transitions into a more reflective and character-driven phase, giving the audience a deeper look into how the adventure on Dino Island has truly changed. Each member of the Paw Patrol, back at the headquarters, the pups finally get a moment to rest after their intense mission. But it becomes clear that this was not just another rescue. It was an experience that reshaped their understanding of teamwork, responsibility, and courage. The energy is quieter now, more thoughtful, as each pup processes what they went through and what they learned from it. Rex, in particular, faces a completely new world as he begins adjusting to life in Adventure Bay. Having spent so much time surviving alone on Dino Island, being surrounded by a supportive team and a structured environment feels unfamiliar to him. At first, he is hesitant, unsure of how he fits into this new life, but the other pups make a genuine effort to help him feel comfortable. Chase shows him how missions are coordinated. Sky gives him a tour from above, and Rocky and Rubble introduce him to the tools and technology they use during rescues. Through these small but meaningful interactions, Rex slowly begins to realize that he is not just accepted, he is valued. His unique ability to understand animals, especially dinosaurs, is recognized as an important strength, and this boosts his confidence in a way he has never experienced before. At the same time, Marshall's emotional journey continues in a quiet yet powerful way. Late at night, while the others are resting, he sits alone for a moment, thinking about Rhubarb. The chaos of the mission may be over, but the bond he formed with the baby T-Rex still lingers in his heart. He replays the moments they shared, the fear, the trust, and the courage they found together, and it becomes clear that Rhubarb helped him grow just as much as he helped Rhubarb. Instead of feeling sad, Marshall begins to smile, realizing that their friendship gave him something he had been missing: belief in himself. This quiet scene adds emotional depth to his character, showing that true growth often happens after the action is over. Ryder, observing all of this, gathers the team for a brief but meaningful conversation. He reminds them that every mission teaches something new, and what they experienced on Dino Island was not just about saving lives, but about understanding the importance of balance between nature and technology, courage and caution, leadership and teamwork. He points out how each pup played a crucial role, emphasizing that no contribution was too small. This moment reinforces the core message of the Paw Patrol, that everyone has value, and success comes from working together and trusting one another. As the night continues, the headquarters returns to its usual calm state, but there is a noticeable sense of growth among the team. They are more connected, more confident, and more aware of their responsibilities. Rex, now fully part of the team, looks around at his new family with a sense of belonging he has never felt before. For the first time, he is not just surviving, he is part of something bigger. Just as the film seems to settle into a peaceful conclusion, a subtle hint of the future is introduced. The emergency alert system suddenly activates, breaking the silence of the night. The screen lights up with a new call for help, signaling that another mission is about to begin. The pups quickly shift from reflection back to action mode, their energy returning instantly. Ryder smiles, knowing that this is what they are meant to do, and confidently says that it's time for their next adventure. The final moments of this part show the entire team gearing up once again, standing side by side, ready to face whatever challenge comes next. There is no fear, no hesitation, only determination and unity. With Rex now fully integrated into the team and Marshall stronger than ever, the Paw Patrol moves forward with renewed purpose. The camera slowly pulls back as they head out on their new mission, leaving the audience with a powerful feeling that while one adventure has ended, many more are yet to come. As the emergency alert echoes through the Paw Patrol headquarters, The calm of the night instantly transforms into focused urgency, signaling the beginning of a new mission that will test how much the team has truly grown. After their experience on Dino Island, Ryder quickly gathers the pups around the screen, where they learn that a powerful coastal storm is approaching Adventure Bay, threatening boats, nearby structures, and families living close to the shoreline. Without hesitation, Ryder assigns roles, but this time there is a subtle difference. The team moves with greater confidence, sharper coordination, and a deeper understanding of one another. Rex, now officially part of the Paw Patrol, is included in the mission from the very start, marking his first real test as a full team member. As they arrive at the scene, strong winds and rising waves create a dangerous environment, reminding them of the storm that first led them to Dino Island. However, this time they are better prepared. Chase takes control of crowd safety, guiding people away from the shoreline with calm authority, while Sky navigates the turbulent skies to locate those in immediate danger. Zuma maneuvers through rough waters to assist stranded boats, and Rocky and Rubble work together to reinforce structures that are at risk of collapsing under the storm's pressure. Liberty keeps communication flowing and ensures that everyone remains coordinated. In the middle of all this, Rex uses his instincts and quick thinking to help calm frightened animals near the area, proving that his skills extend beyond dinosaurs and into understanding animals in general. Meanwhile, Marshall faces another critical moment that reflects how much he has changed. When a small fire breaks out due to damaged electrical lines near the coast, he moves in without hesitation. Unlike before, there is no clumsiness or doubt, only focus and determination. His actions are precise and confident as he controls the fire and ensures everyone's safety. This moment mirrors his earlier struggle on Dino Island, but shows a complete transformation, as he now fully trusts himself and his abilities. The rest of the team notices this change, and it strengthens their confidence in him even further. As the mission continues, the team works seamlessly, almost instinctively supporting one another. The lessons from Dino Island, teamwork, trust, and understanding are clearly visible in every decision they make. Rex, once unsure of his place, now stands firmly alongside the others, contributing as an equal and proving that he belongs. His successful performance in this mission solidifies his role within the team and shows that he is ready for any challenge that comes his way. By the time the storm begins to calm, the Paw Patrol has successfully secured the area, rescued those in danger, and prevented further damage. The town is safe once again, and the sense of accomplishment is stronger than ever. Ryder looks at his team with pride, recognizing how far they have come, not just as rescuers, but as individuals who have grown through their experiences. The pups gather together, standing side by side as the sun begins to rise over Adventure Bay, symbolizing a new beginning. In this final stretch of the story, the film reinforces its core message. Growth comes from challenges, and true strength lies in unity and belief in one another. The PAG Patrol is no longer the same team that crash-landed on Dino Island. They are stronger, wiser, and more connected than ever before. As they prepare for whatever comes next, one thing is certain: no matter how big the challenge, they will always face it together, ready to help and ready to save the day. As the storm over Adventure Bay finally clears and the first light of morning spreads across the horizon, the story settles into its final and most reflective phase, bringing together everything the characters have learned throughout their journey. The sky shifts from dark gray to soft shades of orange and gold, symbolizing not just the end of the storm, but the beginning of a new chapter for the Paw Patrol. The team stands together overlooking the calm ocean, quietly taking in the moment. There is no rush now, no immediate danger, only a deep sense of accomplishment and understanding. What makes this moment powerful is not just the success of the recent rescue, but how naturally the team worked together, showing that their experience on Dino Island has permanently changed them. Ryder, observing his team, recognizes this transformation. He doesn't need to say much because their actions have already proven everything. Still, he takes a moment to address them, not as a leader giving orders, but as someone acknowledging growth. He reminds them that every mission they face will be different, but the lessons they carry, trust, courage, and teamwork are what truly define them. His words are calm and meaningful, reinforcing the idea that being a hero is not about individual strength, but about unity and belief in one another. The pups listen closely, each reflecting in their own way. Chase stands tall, more confident in his leadership abilities. Sky looks toward the sky, ready for whatever challenge comes next. Rocky and Rubble share a satisfied glance, knowing their teamwork made a difference. Zuma remains calm and steady, while Liberty's energy is now balanced with a deeper sense of responsibility. Rex, however, represents the most visible transformation. Standing among the team, he is no longer the isolated pup from Dino Island. He is now part of something bigger. The environment around him is completely different from what he once knew. Yet he carries himself with confidence. He has found a place where his abilities are valued, where he is supported, and where he belongs. This sense of belonging becomes one of the most important, emotional conclusions of the story. His journey highlights the film's message of inclusion, showing that differences are not limitations but strengths that can help a team grow stronger. As the day continues, the story gently revisits the emotional connections formed on Dino Island, particularly through Marshall. While the team celebrates their successful mission, Marshall finds himself looking out at the ocean, thinking about Rhubarb. There is a quiet stillness in his expression, not of sadness, but of appreciation. He understands now that some bonds are not meant to last forever in a physical sense, but they leave a lasting impact on who we become. Rhubarb helped him overcome his fears, and in return, he gave Rhubarb safety and trust. This mutual growth is what defines their relationship, making it one of the most meaningful elements of the film. In a beautifully structured parallel moment, the film cuts back to Dino Island, showing how life there continues peacefully. The dinosaurs move freely across the land. The environment healed from the damage caused by the eruption. Rhubarb is seen playing among other young dinosaurs, full of energy and life. For a brief moment, Rhubarb pauses and looks toward the sky, almost as if remembering Marshall. This subtle visual storytelling creates a strong emotional bridge between the two worlds, reinforcing that their connection still exists despite the distance. Nearby, Timmy stands watchfully, symbolizing strength and protection, while the island itself feels alive and balanced once again. Back in Adventure Bay, the Paw Patrol continues their routine, but everything feels slightly different in a good way. Their coordination is sharper, their communication smoother, and their trust in one another stronger than ever. This is especially evident during a small training sequence where the team runs through practice drills. What once required effort now feels natural, almost instinctive. Rex participates fully, adapting quickly and even contributing new ideas based on his unique experiences. The others respect his input, showing that he is truly part of the team. Marshall's presence in this sequence stands out the most. Where he once stumbled or hesitated, he now moves with confidence and precision. His actions are controlled, his decisions quick, and his mindset focused. The transformation is complete, not because he became perfect, but because he learned to believe in himself despite his imperfections. This sends a powerful message that growth is not about eliminating flaws, but about overcoming them. As the film moves toward its conclusion, there is a final gathering of the team at their headquarters. The mood is calm, but filled with quiet pride. Ryder looks at each member of the team, including Rex, and acknowledges that what they achieved goes beyond a single mission. They protected life, restored balance, and proved that teamwork can overcome even the most overwhelming challenges. His words are simple, yet meaningful, serving as a final reminder of what the Paw Patrol stands for. The closing moments of the film are designed to leave a lasting emotional impact. The team stands together one last time, looking out toward the horizon as the sun sets, creating a mirror image of the sunrise scene from earlier. This visual symmetry symbolizes completion, growth, and continuity. The adventure on Dino Island may be over, but its lessons remain, shaping the future of the team. In its final message, Paw Patrol, the Dino movie, emphasizes that true heroism is not just about saving the day. It is about learning, growing, and supporting one another through every challenge. Whether it is Marshall finding his confidence, Rex finding his place, or the team strengthening their bond, every character contributes to a story that is both exciting and meaningful. The film closes on a hopeful note, suggesting that no matter what challenges lie ahead, the Paw Patrol will always be ready, united, and determined to help those in need. As the story moves into its final emotional layer, everything slows down, allowing the audience to fully absorb the impact of the journey. Adventure Bay is calm again, the ocean gentle, and the sky painted with soft evening colors. The Paw Patrol, now stronger and more connected than ever, begins to settle back into their daily rhythm. But there is a clear sense that something has changed within them. Their experiences on Dino Island were not just another mission. They were a turning point that reshaped how they see themselves, each other, and the world around them. This part of the story focuses on quiet reflection, emotional closure, and the lasting meaning behind their adventure. Rex's integration into the team becomes more natural and complete. Where he once felt like an outsider, he now moves confidently among the pups, participating in their routines, understanding their systems, and even sharing his own ideas. His presence adds a new dimension to the team, especially in how they approach animals and environmental balance. The others respect him not just as a new member, but as someone who brings valuable experience and perspective. This growth is subtle but powerful, showing that true belonging comes not from being the same, but from being accepted as you are. Marshall, meanwhile, continues to carry the emotional heart of the story. Though he has grown more confident and capable, he hasn't forgotten Rhubarb. In a quiet moment by the shoreline, he watches the waves, reflecting on everything they went through together. There is no sadness in this scene, only gratitude and warmth. He understands now that courage is not the absence of fear, but the ability to move forward despite it. Rhubarb helped him discover that truth, and it becomes a part of who he is moving forward. This internal change is what truly defines his character arc, making his journey one of the most meaningful in the film. The rest of the team also shows signs of growth in small but noticeable ways. Chase leads with more confidence but also more understanding. Sky balances her adventurous spirit with careful awareness. And Rocky, Rubble, Zuma, and Liberty all display a stronger sense of unity and purpose. Their teamwork feels effortless now, almost instinctive, as if the challenges they faced have permanently strengthened their connection. Even in simple interactions, there is a deeper level of trust that wasn't as visible before. The film then briefly returns to Dino Island one last time, offering a peaceful and reassuring glimpse of the place they saved. The island is alive and thriving, with dinosaurs moving freely through lush landscapes. The scars left by the volcanic eruption have healed, blending into the natural beauty of the environment. Rhubarb is seen once again, playful and energetic, surrounded by other young dinosaurs. There's a sense of safety and happiness in this moment, reinforcing that the Paw Patrol's efforts truly made a difference. Timmy stands nearby, calm and watchful, symbolizing strength and stability. This final look at the island serves as a reminder that their actions had lasting consequences, preserving a world that might have been lost. Back in Adventure Bay, the Paw Patrol gathers together as the sun begins to set, creating one of the film's most visually symbolic moments. The team stands side by side, looking out toward the horizon, representing unity, strength, and readiness for whatever comes next. Ryder's presence at the center of the group reflects his role as both leader and guide, but it is clear that the strength of the team comes from everyone equally. Rex stands among them, no longer separate, but fully part of the family. In these final moments, the story emphasizes that while the adventure may be over, its impact continues. The lessons learned about courage, teamwork, trust, and respect for nature become part of who they are. The world feels bigger now, filled with possibilities and future challenges. But the Paw Patrol is ready. There is no need for dramatic action or conflict in this ending. Instead, it focuses on emotional fulfillment and a sense of completeness. As the camera slowly pulls back, showing the entire team together against the glowing horizon. The film leaves the audience with a powerful message. True heroism is not just about the battles you fight, but about the growth you carry forward. The Paw Patrol moves ahead with confidence, knowing that no matter where the next mission takes them, they will face it together, stronger, wiser, and united as one. As the story reaches its final stretch, the film fully embraces a calm, emotional, and meaningful conclusion, bringing together every theme, character arc, and lesson introduced throughout the journey. The energy is no longer driven by action or urgency, but by reflection, closure, and a quiet sense of fulfillment. Adventure Bay, now completely peaceful, glows under the warm light of the setting sun, while the Paw Patrol headquarters stands as a symbol of safety, unity, and purpose. The team gathers once again, not because of an emergency, but simply to be together, to acknowledge everything they have achieved and everything they have become. Ryder stands at the center, looking at each member of the team with pride. His expression reflects not just satisfaction from a successful mission, but admiration for the growth he has witnessed. He doesn't need to give long speeches. His words are simple, yet powerful. He reminds the team that being a hero is not defined by the size of the mission, but by the heart behind every action. What they did on Dino Island was not just about saving lives, but about protecting a world that depended on them, understanding the balance of nature, and trusting one another even in the face of overwhelming danger. His message resonates deeply, because each pup knows how much they have changed. The narrative then gently shifts focus to each character, offering a final glimpse into their personal journeys. Chase stands taller, more confident, not just as a leader, but as someone who understands the importance of empathy alongside discipline. Sky looks toward the open sky, representing freedom, courage, and the endless possibilities that lie ahead. Rocky and Rubble share a light-hearted moment, symbolizing the strength of teamwork and the importance of supporting one another through every challenge. Zuma remains calm and steady, a reminder that even in chaos, balance can be maintained. Liberty's energy continues to shine, but now it is guided by experience and understanding. Rex's presence in this moment carries deep emotional weight. Once alone on Dino Island, surviving in a world where he had no real sense of belonging, he now stands proudly among the Paw Patrol as an equal. The badge he wears is more than just a symbol of membership. It represents acceptance, trust, and the idea that everyone has a place where they truly belong. His journey is one of the film's most powerful messages, showing that differences are not weaknesses, but strengths that can bring people together. As he looks at his team, there is a quiet happiness in his eyes, a sense of peace that comes from finally being part of a family. Marshall's arc reaches its most complete and satisfying resolution in this final part. The once clumsy and uncertain pup now carries himself with confidence and self-belief. His memories of Rhubarb remain close to his heart, not as something he has lost, but as something that helped him grow. In a subtle yet touching moment, he looks up at the sky, almost as if thinking about his dinosaur friend, and smiles. This small gesture says everything. He has found courage, not because he is no longer afraid, but because he has learned to face fear with determination. His journey reflects the film's core idea that true strength comes from believing in yourself, even when it feels difficult. The story then transitions one final time back to Dino Island, creating a parallel that ties the entire narrative together. Under a sky filled with stars, the island appears peaceful and alive, untouched by the chaos that once threatened it. Dinosaurs move calmly through the landscape, and the environment feels balanced and whole. Rhubarb is seen resting among other young dinosaurs, safe and content, while Timmy stands watch nearby. This quiet scene reinforces the idea that the Paw Patrol's actions had a lasting impact, preserving a world that might have been lost forever. It also serves as an emotional bridge, connecting Marshall's growth with the life Rhubarb continues to live. Back in Adventure Bay, night falls gently, and the lights of the town begin to glow, creating a warm and comforting atmosphere. The Paw Patrol stands together one last time, looking out toward the horizon. There is no urgency, no immediate mission, just a shared understanding that whatever comes next, they are ready. Ryder gives the signal, not for action, but as a reminder of who they are. A team that stands together, no matter the challenge. In these final moments, the film delivers its ultimate message with clarity and heart. Paw Patrol, the Dino movie, is not just a story about adventure or rescue, it is a story about growth, connection, and the power of teamwork. It shows that even the biggest challenges can be overcome when individuals trust each other and work together with courage and compassion. Each character's journey contributes to this message, making the story both exciting and meaningful. As the camera slowly pulls back, capturing the entire team united under the night sky, the film closes on a note of hope and continuity. The adventure may have ended, but the story is far from over. New missions will come, new challenges will arise. But one thing will always remain the same. The Paw Patrol will be ready, standing together, stronger than ever, prepared to help, to protect, and to inspire. As the main story comes to a close, the film gently transitions into an extended ending sequence that feels both reflective and uplifting, giving the audience one final emotional connection with the characters. This part plays out almost like a visual montage, blending together moments from the entire journey while also hinting at the future ahead. Soft, inspiring music begins to play in the background, setting a warm and nostalgic tone. Instead of focusing on action, the film now focuses on memories, relationships, and the lasting impact of everything the Paw Patrol has experienced. The sequence opens with glimpses of the team back in Adventure Bay, now fully settled into their routine, but clearly more united than before. Short scenes show them training together, laughing, and working as a perfectly coordinated unit. Rex is seen actively participating in these moments, no longer hesitant or unsure, but confident and engaged. Whether he is helping plan a mission or interacting with the other pups, it is clear that he has found his place. These small yet meaningful visuals reinforce the idea that belonging is not just about being accepted, it's about feeling at home. Interwoven with these present-day scenes are brief flashbacks to Dino Island, reminding the audience of the adventure that brought everyone together. We see quick, emotional glimpses of Marshall and Rhubarb playing, Rex guiding the dinosaurs, and the team working together during the rescue. These flashes are not intense or dramatic, they are soft, almost dreamlike, emphasizing how these memories have become a part of the characters' identities. Marshall, in particular, is shown smiling during these flashbacks, indicating that he carries those memories with happiness rather than sadness. Another important element of this sequence is the sense of continuity it creates. The film subtly suggests that the story does not truly end, it simply moves forward. There are hints that Dino Island remains protected and thriving, and that the connection between the Paw Patrol and the dinosaurs still exists in spirit. This idea is reinforced through symbolic visuals, such as the ocean waves connecting Adventure Bay to the distant island, or the sky that both worlds share. It creates a feeling that even though the characters are in different places, they are still connected. The montage also highlights the growth of each character in small but meaningful ways. Chase is seen confidently leading a training drill. Sky performs complex aerial maneuvers with ease, and Rocky and Rubble continue to work together seamlessly. Zuma remains steady and reliable, while Liberty brings energy and positivity to the team. These moments are not about showing off their skills, but about showing how naturally they now work together. Their growth is no longer something they need to prove, it has become part of who they are. Toward the end of this sequence, the focus returns once again to Marshall, offering a final emotional touch. In a quiet moment, he looks up at the sky, and for a brief second, the film visually echoes Rhubarb in his memory. It's not presented as a literal connection, but as a symbolic one, showing that some friendships, even if separated by distance, never truly fade. Marshall's smile in this moment captures the heart of the entire story: growth, connection, and the courage to move forward while holding on to what matters. The final shots bring all the elements together. The Paw Patrol is shown standing united in Adventure Bay, confident and ready for whatever comes next. The tone is not one of finality, but of continuation, suggesting that their journey will go on beyond what the audience has seen. The music swells gently, and the screen slowly fades, leaving behind a sense of warmth, inspiration, and satisfaction. In this concluding part, the film reinforces its ultimate message one last time, that true heroism is built on teamwork, trust, and the willingness to grow. It reminds the audience that every challenge leaves behind a lesson, and every connection leaves behind a lasting impact. As the story fades out, it does not feel like an ending, but rather a promise that the Paw Patrol will continue to protect, to help, and to inspire, no matter where their next adventure takes them. As the film reaches its true ending, everything slows into a calm, emotional rhythm that allows the audience to fully absorb the journey that has unfolded. The excitement, danger, and chaos of Dino Island now feel like distant echoes, replaced by a deep sense of peace and fulfillment. Adventure Bay rests quietly under the soft glow of early morning light, and the Paw Patrol headquarters stands as a symbol of safety, unity, and purpose. The world feels balanced again, but more importantly, the characters themselves feel complete, in a way they were, not at the beginning of the story. This final part is not about action. It is about meaning, reflection, and the lasting emotional impact of everything the team has experienced. The sequence begins with a wide, cinematic shot of the horizon where the ocean stretches endlessly under a golden sky. The gentle sound of waves creates a soothing atmosphere, almost as if the world itself is taking a breath after everything that happened. One by one, the members of the Paw Patrol gather, standing side by side in a quiet moment of unity. There are no urgent commands, no alarms, no rushing energy, only a shared understanding that they have accomplished something truly important. Ryder stands at the center, not just as a leader, but as someone who has witnessed the growth of his entire team. His presence is calm and steady, reflecting pride without the need for words. Each pup carries a sense of transformation. Chase, once focused purely on discipline and order, now balances his leadership with empathy and awareness. Sky, always fearless, now shows a deeper understanding of responsibility alongside her adventurous spirit. Rocky and Rubble, whose teamwork has always been strong, now operate with an almost unspoken coordination, as if they can anticipate each other's actions without needing to communicate. Zuma remains steady and composed, a quiet force of balance within the group, while Liberty's enthusiasm is now guided by experience and maturity. These changes are not dramatic or exaggerated. They are subtle, realistic, and deeply meaningful, showing that true growth often happens quietly. At the heart of this final sequence is Rex, whose journey represents one of the film's most powerful emotional arcs. From living in isolation on Dino Island to becoming a valued member of the Paw Patrol, his transformation is both inspiring and deeply human. As he stands among the team, his posture reflects confidence, but his expression carries gratitude. The badge he wears is more than just a symbol. It represents acceptance, belonging, and the idea that everyone has a place where they are needed. Rex's story reinforces the film's message that differences are not limitations, but strengths that can unite people in unexpected ways. His presence completes the team, adding a new dimension to their identity. Marshall's journey, however, brings the emotional core of the ending to its most powerful point. Throughout the film, he struggled with self-doubt, often seeing himself as the weakest or most unreliable member of the team. But his experience on Dino Island, particularly his bond with Rhubarb, changed everything. In this final moment, Marshall stands with a quiet confidence that speaks louder than any action scene. He looks out at the ocean, and for a brief second, it feels as though he is looking beyond it, toward the memories he carries. Rhubarb is not physically present, but the connection remains alive within him. He smiles softly, not with sadness, but with understanding. He has learned that courage is not about being fearless, but about choosing to act despite fear. This realization defines his character and gives the film its emotional heart. The narrative then gently transitions back to Dino Island for one final time, creating a beautiful parallel between the two worlds. The island, once threatened by destruction, now thrives under a peaceful sky filled with stars. The environment has healed, and the dinosaurs move freely, their world restored to balance. Rhubarb appears once more, playing among other young dinosaurs, full of life and energy. For a brief moment, Rhubarb pauses and looks upward, mirroring Marshall's earlier gaze. This silent connection bridges the distance between them, suggesting that their bond continues in spirit. Nearby, Timmy stands watch, strong and protective, representing the stability that has returned to the island. This sequence is quiet and gentle, allowing the audience to feel the emotional weight without the need for dialogue. Returning to Adventure Bay, the film prepares for its final visual statement. The Paw Patrol stands together, facing the horizon as the sun rises once again. This mirrors the earlier moments in the film, but now carries a deeper meaning. The sunrise represents new beginnings, growth, and the continuation of their journey. Ryder finally speaks, his voice calm and steady, reminding the team that while one adventure has ended, many more lie ahead. His words are simple, but they carry the weight of everything they have experienced. He emphasizes that what makes them strong is not just their skills or tools, but their trust in one another. The team responds, not with words, but with unity. They stand closer, forming a complete line that includes Rex as an equal member. This visual is powerful. It shows that the team is whole, balanced, and ready for whatever comes next. There is no need for dramatic music or intense action. The strength of the moment comes from its simplicity and honesty. The camera slowly begins to pull back, expanding the view to include the entire landscape of Adventure Bay, glowing under the morning light. As the scene continues, subtle details reinforce the film's themes. The ocean waves move steadily, symbolizing continuity and connection. The sky stretches endlessly, representing possibility and hope. The town remains peaceful, a reminder of what the Paw Patrol protects. Every element in this final shot works together to create a sense of closure without finality. It feels like an ending, but also like a beginning. In the last few moments, the music gently rises, carrying a tone of inspiration and warmth. The Paw Patrol remains in place, their silhouettes strong against the brightening horizon. There is a feeling that they are ready, not just for the next mission, but for whatever challenges life may bring. Their journey on Dino Island has changed them, but it has also prepared them. They are no longer just a team of rescuers. They are a family, united by trust, courage, and a shared purpose. As the screen slowly fades, the final message of the film becomes clear. Paw Patrol, the Dino Movie, is not just a story about adventure or dinosaurs. It is a story about growth, connection, and the power of believing in yourself and others. It teaches that even in the face of overwhelming challenges, teamwork and kindness can create change. It reminds us that every experience, no matter how difficult, leaves behind something valuable. The film closes on a note of hope and continuity. The adventure may be over, but the journey continues. Somewhere beyond the horizon, new challenges await, and the Paw Patrol will be ready to face them together, stronger than ever and always prepared to help, protect, and inspire. Paw Patrol, the Dino Movie, takes the beloved franchise in a bigger and more ambitious direction, combining its classic rescue-based storytelling with a thrilling dinosaur adventure that immediately raises the stakes and visual excitement. From the very beginning, the film establishes a familiar tone with a high-energy rescue sequence where Ryder and his team save a family from a burning boat, reminding audiences why these characters are so popular among kids. However, the film quickly shifts gears as a sudden storm crash-lands the team onto a mysterious island filled with dinosaurs, introducing a fresh concept that feels both exciting and slightly more cinematic than previous entries. This change in setting allows the movie to expand its world-building, giving viewers something visually rich and engaging, especially through the detailed design of Dino Island and its prehistoric inhabitants. One of the strongest aspects of the film is how it balances its simple, easy-to-follow narrative with meaningful themes such as teamwork, courage, and inclusion, making it appealing not only to children but also to families watching together. The introduction of Rex, a wheelchair-using pup who can communicate with dinosaurs, adds emotional depth and representation, making him one of the most memorable characters in the story. At the same time, Marshall's character arc stands out as he evolves from a clumsy and uncertain pup into a confident hero, especially through his bond with the baby T-Rex, Rhubarb. While the villain, Mayor Humdinger, remains predictable and mostly comedic, his actions still drive the central conflict, particularly the volcanic disaster that creates the film's most intense and visually impressive moments. The animation quality is noticeably improved, with vibrant environments, dynamic action sequences, and well-designed dinosaurs that enhance the overall viewing experience. Although the storyline may feel straightforward and lacks deep complexity for adult viewers, it succeeds in delivering exactly what its target audience expects: fun, adventure, emotional moments, and a strong moral message about working together and believing in oneself. In the second part of this in-depth review, the focus shifts toward the film's execution, its pacing, direction, emotional structure, and how effectively it turns a simple concept into a cinematic experience. While Paw Patrol: The Dino Movie follows a fairly straightforward narrative, what truly defines its quality is how smoothly it transitions between light-hearted adventure and high-stakes rescue, creating a rhythm that keeps younger audiences engaged while still offering enough substance to hold the attention of older viewers. Director Cal Brunker demonstrates a clear understanding of the franchise's identity, ensuring that the film never loses its core spirit, even as it expands into a more dramatic and visually ambitious setting. The pacing, in particular, deserves attention, as the film carefully balances three key phases: the introductory rescue and crash sequence, the exploration and discovery of Dino Island, and finally, the intense volcanic disaster that drives the climax. Each of these phases flows naturally into the next, preventing the story from feeling rushed or overly stretched, which is crucial for maintaining engagement in a family-oriented film. The middle section of the movie, where the Paw Patrol explores Dino Island and meets Rex, plays a critical role in building emotional investment. This part is slower compared to the action-heavy opening and climax, but it is intentionally designed to establish relationships and deepen the narrative. The interaction between Rex and the dinosaurs is handled with surprising care, showcasing not just spectacle, but also a sense of wonder and respect for nature. The film uses these moments to subtly reinforce its environmental message, suggesting that harmony with nature is far more powerful than control over it. Visually, these scenes stand out due to their rich environments: lush jungles, towering cliffs, and wide-open prehistoric landscapes that feel alive and immersive. The animation team clearly prioritizes detail here, making Dino Island feel like a character in itself rather than just a backdrop. When the story transitions into conflict with Mayor Humdinger and his team, the pacing tightens significantly, and the tone becomes more urgent. The use of dynamite and the resulting volcanic eruption serve as the film's turning point, shifting it from exploration to survival. This is where the direction becomes more dynamic, with quicker cuts, more intense sound design, and a greater focus on scale. The lava sequences, in particular, are among the most visually impressive moments in the film, combining tension with accessibility, so that the scenes feel exciting without becoming too frightening for younger viewers. The filmmakers strike a careful balance here, ensuring that the danger feels real but never overwhelming. Another important aspect of this part of the film is how it handles emotional storytelling alongside action. Instead of letting the disaster overshadow character development, the movie uses it to highlight growth, particularly in Marshall and Rex. Marshall's journey from self-doubt to confidence is woven directly into the action, making his heroic moments feel earned rather than forced. Similarly, Rex's leadership during the evacuation scenes reinforces his importance to the team, turning what could have been a side character into a central figure. These character-driven moments elevate the film beyond a simple rescue story, giving it emotional weight that resonates with audiences. From a technical perspective, The film's sound design and music also play a significant role in enhancing the overall experience. The score adapts to the tone of each scene, shifting from light and playful during exploration to intense and dramatic during the volcanic eruption. This dynamic use of music helps guide the audience's emotional response, making key moments feel more impactful. The voice performances further support this, with each actor bringing energy and personality to their roles, ensuring that the characters remain engaging even during quieter scenes. However, despite these strengths, the film is not without its limitations. The predictability of the storyline remains a noticeable issue, especially for older viewers who may find the plot progression easy to anticipate. The villain, while functional, lacks depth and complexity, serving more as a catalyst for the conflict rather than a fully developed character. Additionally, some supporting characters do not receive as much attention as they could have, which slightly limits the emotional depth of the ensemble. Even with these drawbacks, the film's review highlights how effectively Paw Patrol: The Dino Movie executes its vision. It successfully transforms a simple premise into a visually engaging and emotionally satisfying experience, using strong pacing, vibrant animation, and character-focused storytelling to keep audiences invested. The film may not aim for narrative complexity, but it excels in delivering a cohesive, entertaining, and meaningful adventure that stays true to the heart of the franchise, while still pushing it forward in new and exciting ways. The focus moves deeper into the character development, emotional storytelling, and thematic depth of Paw Patrol: The Dino Movie, which is where the film quietly becomes more than just a colorful children's adventure. While on the surface, the movie follows a familiar rescue formula, its real strength lies in how it uses its characters, especially Marshall and Rex, to deliver a meaningful, emotional journey that resonates beyond its target audience. Marshall's arc is arguably the heart of the film. Traditionally portrayed as clumsy and often comic relief, he is given a more layered role here, where his self-doubt becomes a central conflict. The film carefully builds this aspect through small moments: his hesitation during early rescues, his concern about making mistakes, and his quiet desire to prove himself. This setup pays off beautifully during the volcanic disaster, where Marshall is forced into a situation that demands courage, leadership, and quick thinking. His bond with Rhubarb, the baby T-Rex, is not just a cute subplot, but a narrative device that drives his growth. Through Rhubarb, Marshall learns responsibility, empathy, and ultimately self-belief. By the time he takes action in the climax, it feels earned, making his transformation both believable and emotionally satisfying. Rex, on the other hand, represents the film's most significant thematic contribution. As a wheelchair-using pup who has adapted to life on Dino Island, his character challenges traditional notions of ability and strength. The film does not portray him as someone who needs saving, but rather as someone who brings unique skills and knowledge that the rest of the team lacks. His ability to communicate with dinosaurs becomes crucial, positioning him as both a guide and a leader during critical moments. What makes Rex's character particularly effective is how naturally his inclusion is handled. The film does not overemphasize his differences, but instead integrates them into his identity in a way that feels authentic and empowering. This approach reinforces the message that diversity within a team is a source of strength, not limitation. Beyond individual arcs, the film also excels in portraying team dynamics. Unlike many ensemble films where characters compete for attention, the Dino Movie ensures that each member of the Paw Patrol contributes meaningfully to the story. Chase's leadership, Sky's aerial support, Zuma's calm presence, and the problem-solving abilities of Rocky and Rubble all come together in a way that feels cohesive and balanced. The teamwork is not just functional, it is emotional. The trust between the characters is evident in how they communicate and support one another, especially during high-pressure situations. This sense of unity is one of the film's strongest elements, reinforcing its central theme that success is achieved through collaboration. Thematically, the film goes beyond its usual formula by exploring respect for nature and consequences of human actions. The volcanic eruption is not just a random disaster. It is directly caused by Humdinger's greed and disregard for the environment. This narrative choice adds a layer of responsibility to the story, subtly teaching younger audiences about the importance of protecting natural ecosystems. Dino Island itself becomes a symbol of balance, a world that thrives when left undisturbed but quickly falls into chaos when exploited. The film uses this setting effectively, turning it into more than just a backdrop and instead making it an integral part of the story's message. Another important theme is growth through experience. Every character, in some way, is changed by their time on the island. The challenges they face push them beyond their comfort zones, forcing them to adapt and evolve. This idea is particularly relevant for younger viewers, as it reflects real-life experiences of learning and growing through difficulties. The film communicates this message, maintaining a balance between entertainment and meaning. Visually and emotionally, the film supports these themes through its storytelling choices. The use of quieter moments, such as Marshall reflecting on his bond with Rhubarb or Rex, finding his place within the team, adds depth and contrast to the more intense action sequences. These moments allow the audience to connect with the characters on a deeper level, making the overall experience more impactful. The film understands that emotional engagement is just as important as visual spectacle, and it uses both elements effectively to create a well-rounded narrative. However, while the character development and themes are strong, they are still presented within the limits of a family-oriented film. The depth is accessible rather than complex, ensuring that the story remains easy to understand for younger audiences. For some viewers, this may feel like a missed opportunity to explore these ideas further, but it also ensures that the film stays true to its core purpose, entertaining and educating children in a meaningful way. Overall, this of the review highlights how Paw Patrol: The Dino Movie succeeds in elevating its storytelling through well-developed characters and thoughtful themes. By focusing on personal growth, teamwork, and respect for nature, the film creates an experience that is not only fun and visually engaging, but also emotionally resonant. It proves that even within a simple and familiar framework, meaningful storytelling can thrive when characters are given the space to grow and connect. In this part of the review, the focus shifts toward a deep technical and cinematic analysis of Paw Patrol: The Dino Movie, examining how direction, animation, cinematography, sound design, editing, and overall filmmaking craft come together to elevate what could have been a simple children's film into a more immersive and visually engaging cinematic experience. While the narrative itself remains accessible and straightforward, it is the execution, the way scenes are constructed, paced, and presented, that truly defines the film's quality and impact. Director Cal Brunker approaches the film with a clear intention to expand the scale of the Paw Patrol universe without losing the charm and clarity that make it appealing to younger audiences. This balance is not easy to achieve, but the film largely succeeds by blending vibrant animation with carefully structured storytelling techniques. One of the most noticeable improvements in this installment is the visual scale and environmental design. Dino Island is not just a setting, it is crafted as a living, breathing world. The animation team pays close attention to environmental details, from dense jungles and towering cliffs to volcanic landscapes and flowing rivers of lava. Each location feels distinct, giving the film a sense of progression as the story moves from one area to another. The use of lighting plays a crucial role here. Bright, saturated colors dominate the early exploration scenes, creating a sense of wonder and excitement, while darker tones and heavy shadows take over during the volcanic eruption, adding tension and urgency. This contrast helps guide the audience's emotional response without relying solely on dialogue or music. The volcano sequence in particular stands out as a centerpiece of the film's technical achievement. From a cinematic perspective, this sequence is carefully constructed to maximize tension while remaining suitable for a younger audience. The animators use dynamic camera angles, quick cuts, and layered visual effects to create the illusion of large-scale destruction. Lava flows are rendered with glowing textures and fluid motion, making them feel both dangerous and visually captivating. At the same time, the filmmakers avoid making the scene too intense or frightening by maintaining a clear visual style and avoiding overly realistic depictions of danger. This balance ensures that the sequence remains thrilling without overwhelming its audience. Another key element of the film's success is its cinematography. Even within an animated format, the use of virtual camera movement adds a sense of realism and immersion, with sweeping aerial shots during Sky's flight sequences and grounded, close-up shots during emotional moments. These choices help create a cinematic language that mirrors live-action filmmaking, making the film feel more expansive and polished. For example, wide shots of Dino Island establish scale and isolation, while tighter shots on characters like Marshall and Rex emphasize emotional intimacy. This contrast between scale and detail is essential in keeping the audience both visually engaged and emotionally connected. The editing and pacing also play a significant role in shaping the film's rhythm. The movie is structured in a way that alternates between action and quieter character moments, preventing fatigue and maintaining engagement. Fast-paced editing is used during rescue sequences, creating a sense of urgency and excitement, while slower cuts are reserved for emotional scenes, allowing the audience to fully absorb character development. This careful control of pacing ensures that the film never feels rushed. Even as it moves through multiple story beats, it also helps younger viewers follow the narrative easily, as each transition is clearly defined and logically connected. Sound design is another area where the film demonstrates surprising depth. The audio elements work in harmony with the visuals to enhance immersion. The roar of dinosaurs, the rumble of the volcano, the crackling of fire, and the crashing of waves all contribute to a layered soundscape that brings the world to life. These sounds are not just background elements. They are used strategically to build tension and guide the audience's focus. For instance, the increasing intensity of the volcano's rumble signals the escalation of danger even before it becomes visually apparent. This use of sound as a storytelling tool adds an extra dimension to the film's overall experience. Complementing the sound design is the film's musical score, which adapts dynamically to the tone of each scene. The music shifts seamlessly from playful and upbeat during lighter moments to dramatic and intense during the climax. This variation helps reinforce the emotional arc of the story, making key moments feel more impactful. The score also plays a role in maintaining continuity, ensuring that transitions between scenes feel smooth and cohesive. While the music may not be groundbreaking, it is effective in supporting the film's narrative and enhancing its emotional resonance. Another important aspect to consider is the film's use of visual storytelling. Rather than relying entirely on dialogue, the movie often communicates meaning through imagery and character actions. For example, Marshall's growth is shown through his body language and decision-making during critical moments, while Rex's sense of belonging is conveyed through his interactions with the team and his environment. These visual cues allow the film to tell its story in a more engaging and accessible way, especially for younger viewers who may not fully grasp complex dialogue. This approach also adds depth to the film, as it encourages the audience to interpret and connect with the characters on a more intuitive level. Despite these strengths, there are some limitations in the film's technical execution. While the animation is generally high quality, certain sequences may feel overly polished or simplified, lacking the texture and complexity seen in higher-end animated productions. This is partly due to the film's target audience, as the visual style prioritizes clarity and accessibility over realism. Additionally, while the cinematography and editing are effective, they do not push creative boundaries in a way that would make the film stand out as a groundbreaking piece of animation. Instead, the film focuses on refining existing techniques rather than reinventing them. Another minor drawback is the consistency of tone. While the film does an admirable job of balancing lighthearted moments with more intense sequences, there are instances where the transitions feel slightly abrupt. For example, the shift from comedic scenes involving humdinger to the seriousness of the volcanic disaster can feel uneven at times. However, this is a common challenge. In family-oriented films, where maintaining accessibility often requires blending different tones. Overall, this deep technical analysis highlights how Paw Patrol, the Dino movie, succeeds in delivering a visually engaging and well-crafted cinematic experience. The film may not redefine animation as a medium, but it demonstrates a strong understanding of storytelling fundamentals and uses its technical elements effectively to enhance the narrative. Through its detailed environments, dynamic action sequences, thoughtful cinematography, and well-integrated sound design, the movie creates an immersive world that captures the imagination of its audience. In conclusion, the review shows that the film's strength lies not just in its story or characters, but in how all its technical components come together to support and elevate the overall experience. It is a film that understands its audience, respects its source material, and uses its cinematic tools to deliver a polished, entertaining, and emotionally engaging adventure. The focus turns to the film's overall impact, audience reception perspective, rewatch value, franchise growth, and its lasting message, bringing together all the elements discussed so far into a complete critical conclusion. Paw Patrol, the Dino movie, may not aim to be a groundbreaking cinematic masterpiece, but it succeeds remarkably well in achieving what it sets out to do, delivering an entertaining, visually engaging, and emotionally meaningful experience for its target audience. What makes the film stand out within its own franchise is not just the addition of dinosaurs or the larger scale of the adventure, but the way it uses these elements to deepen its storytelling and character arcs. By the time the film reaches its conclusion, it becomes clear that this is not simply another episodic rescue story, but a narrative that attempts to evolve the identity of the Paw Patrol universe. One of the most important aspects to evaluate is the film's audience appeal and accessibility. For children, the movie works exceptionally well due to its bright visuals, clear storytelling, and consistent pacing. The action sequences are exciting without being overwhelming, and the humor, especially through Mayor Humdinger, keeps the tone light and enjoyable. At the same time, the film introduces emotional layers that make it more engaging for families watching together. Parents and older viewers may appreciate the themes of growth, teamwork, and environmental responsibility, even if the plot itself remains predictable. This balance between simplicity and meaning is one of the film's greatest strengths, allowing it to connect with a wide range of viewers without losing focus on its core audience. From a character perspective, the film delivers one of the strongest arcs in the franchise through Marshall. His transformation from a clumsy, self-doubting pup into a confident and capable hero provides the emotional backbone of the story. This arc is not rushed or forced. Instead, it develops naturally through his experiences on Dino Island and his bond with Rhubarb. By the end of the film, Marshall's growth feels earned, making his journey both satisfying and inspiring. Similarly, Rex's introduction adds a new layer to the team dynamic. His character not only brings fresh energy to the story, but also reinforces the film's message of inclusion and diversity. His acceptance into the Paw Patrol is handled with sincerity, making it one of the most memorable aspects of the film. However, when examining the film from a more critical standpoint, certain limitations become more apparent. The villain, Mayor Humdinger, while entertaining, lacks depth and complexity. His motivations remain one-dimensional, driven primarily by greed and ego, which makes him predictable. While this works for younger audiences, it slightly reduces the overall narrative tension for older viewers. Additionally, some of the supporting characters do not receive as much development as they could have, which limits the emotional impact of the ensemble. The film prioritizes its central arcs, which is effective, but leaves less room for secondary characters to shine. In terms of replay value, the film performs strongly within its genre. Its colorful animation, engaging action sequences, and positive messaging make it a movie that children are likely to revisit multiple times. The presence of dinosaurs adds an extra layer of excitement, ensuring that the film remains visually appealing even after repeated viewings. For older audiences, the rewatch value may come more from appreciating the technical aspects and character development rather than the storyline itself. Another important factor is the film's role in expanding the franchise. The Dino movie demonstrates that the Paw Patrol series is capable of evolving beyond its original format. By introducing new environments, characters, and higher stakes, the film opens the door for future installments to explore even more ambitious ideas. Rex's inclusion in particular suggests that the team can continue to grow and adapt, keeping the franchise fresh and relevant. This forward-looking approach is essential for maintaining long-term audience interest, especially in a series that has already established a strong identity. The film's emotional and moral message remains its most lasting contribution. At its core, the story emphasizes that true strength comes from teamwork, trust, and believing in oneself. It teaches that challenges are opportunities for growth, and that even the smallest member of a team can make a significant difference. The environmental message, while subtle, also adds depth, reminding viewers of the importance. So guys, this was Paw Patrol: The Dino Movie. A fun-filled, emotional, and adventurous journey. It shows us the true power of teamwork, courage, and believing in yourself. From the intense rescue missions to the beautiful bond between Marshall and Rhubarb, and Rex finding his place in the team. This movie gives us not just entertainment, but meaningful life lessons as well. It reminds us that no matter how big the challenge is, if we stand together and trust each other, we can overcome anything. The film also highlights an important message about respecting nature, showing how one wrong decision can create huge consequences. But with courage and unity, things can still be made right. Overall, it's a perfect family movie that balances action, emotion, and inspiration in a simple yet powerful way. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more movie explanations and reviews. Tell me in the comments what you think about this film and which movie you want next. Thanks for watching. And remember, no job is too big, no pup is too small.